In a galaxy far, far away, there was Ballin Burgers. Colin, you talked a lot about Star Wars. Well, I guess you pretty much only talked about Star Wars in your last video, and I have to say that I am a huge fan of Star Wars. So I'm actually going to clear some stuff up that you said in your last video as to not confuse our audience. So you were talking about how far away it was set in the near future or whatever. It was actually supposed to be set 30 years from the battle after Endor. So not everybody's going to be super old. They're obviously going to be older. It's 30 years later. But they had to make it, reasonable so that the characters that are coming back, Luke, Leia, Han, were all still alive, but they actually aged. So the people of the universe don't actually forget about the Empire and the Rebels and the whole thing that was going on, but the generation now is actually raised on propaganda of the Empire. What? So what that actually means is that the people of the universe think that the bad guys, the Empire, are actually the good guys, and the good guys, the rebels, are the bad guys. So Luke is actually made out to be a villain to everybody who's being born and brought up now, as opposed to him being the hero of everything like it was in the previous movies. So obviously that is not a truth. They're not really the villains, but that's just how everybody thinks. So I think he's going to be the main character. Finn, the guy that you see wearing the stormtrooper uniform in the trailer, he was brought up on that, and that actually made him want to join into the stormtroopers, and that's why he is a stormtrooper. So basically, he thinks that Luke's a bad guy, and I don't know everything that's going on, obviously. I just know from stuff that I've seen or heard, and he is searching to find Luke. Now, I don't know if that's after he knows he's good or what, but that is what I think the storyline is in the movie. Another interesting thing is the movie is called The Force Awakens. So people were wondering if it's, leading on to be the fact that the Force has gone to sleep throughout these 30 years that it's been since this movie now, or if it's just the awakening of the series again. And I think it has to do with both of them. Because like I said earlier, they don't know that the rebels were good and the Empire's bad. So the Force, I think, could have gone to sleep or dissipated, and there's not really any Jedis around, because if you remember through the movies, all the Jedis get killed. What is another interesting thing is that Finn, actually in one of the trailers, is using Luke Skywalker's lightsaber. So that'll be something that'll be interesting to watch play out as well. So the characters that are returning are Luke, Leia, Han Solo, Chewie, obviously with Han Solo, R2-D2, and C-3PO. So all of those characters are going to be played by their original actors, which I think is awesome. Now, Luke and Leia, it sounds like, are not in the story too much, but they play a big role. They don't have a lot of screen time. Han and Chewie sound like they'll have a lot, and they don't really say much about R2 and C-3PO, but it'll be interesting to see. Unfortunately, Colin, your hopes or guess that the new villain is going to be somebody from the previous movies is not. His name is actually Kylo Ren. Now, he is not a Sith. People were saying he might be a Sith, but he's not a Sith. He's actually from a group called Knights of Ren. And just like the Sith, he takes a surname, so Ren, Kylo Ren, just like all the Sith did as Darth Vader, Darth Maul. So they kind of, created another culture that does a similar thing, and they're also, I guess, the villain, the antagonist of the movie. So that'll be another crazy thing to see. We've got a whole nother, species or order that is going to be a villain in this movie. I'd like to see maybe the Sith will come back again, or what's going on with that. And like I said earlier, they're all going to be, it sounds like, looking for Luke and maybe trying to find the Force as well. Last thing that's probably the most exciting thing to me is John Williams is coming back. So for those of you who don't know, John Williams made all of the music for the other Star Wars. So it's pretty cool that he's coming back for this one, because I don't think it would really be a Star Wars movie without that type of music or without him. So I'm really stoked to see what the music's going to be like in this one. The most depressing thing I can tell you, though, Colin, in this video, is you are not going to see that movie anytime within the release date, because tickets went on sale once the second, or I don't remember if it was the second or third trailer aired, and that was last month. So if you didn't order tickets then, you're probably not going to get tickets for, you know, maybe a couple weeks after it's been in theaters. Actually, I'm going to see it on the 17th at 10:30. I got lucky enough to get tickets, but like I said, if you didn't get them already, it's going to be very hard to find a theater that has openings. So that's it for me, guys. I hope you guys are all Star Wars buffs just like me. Maybe you guys will get to see the movie. I'm probably going to be one of the quicker people of our group to see it, I'm sure. I'll see you guys later.